Hi everyone, this is Eric. I just completed the Pacific Crest Trail southbound segment from Ashland, Oregon to Castella, California, which covered 222 miles, mainly of Northern California. Unfortunately, I developed overuse injuries to my leg and hip and have decided to stop hiking this year in order to take the time to fully recover and avoid permanent injury. The highlights and my thoughts of this segment are here. Dusk looking west around the Oregon-California border. I made it to California 28 miles south of Ashland. So many beautiful flowers here. Great views hiking along the many ridges. A great sunrise view with Mount Shasta in the distance. Yummy blackberries we could eat in Syed Valley. Another great sunset view between Syed Valley and Etna. Getting closer to Mount Shasta, Man-Eaten Lake and the ridge above. Beautiful view east just north of Etna. Lots of deer here that are not timid. Nice pond just north of Etna. Great view from camp just north of Etna. Smith Lake with Mount Shasta off in the distance. Sunrise at Mount Shasta. Big marshy lake. What a view of Mount Shasta. Great view of the Trinity Alps mountain range. Mount Shasta just before the daily lightning storms. Camp tonight. Great view of Mount Shasta. Sunrise at Mount Shasta. Castle Cracks Range with its really unique granite peaks. During this last segment, I felt pressured to hike long miles every day as quickly as possible due to the risk of fires closing the trail, as well as the need to get through the Sierra Mountains before the first snowstorm, usually in October. My overuse injuries to my leg and hip developed during the last segment and worsened considerably when I hiked 60 miles over 2 days in order to get to the town of Castella because of lightning storms and the risk of forest fires. It turned out that there was indeed a fire that closed 100 miles of the trail between the California-Oregon border and Etna a couple of days after I made it through that section. So in a sense, I won the battle but lost the war, since I was able to stay ahead of the fire closures, but my injuries ended my through hike attempt. I've been off trail for several weeks and continue making good progress recovering, but at age 59, healing takes a lot longer and played a big factor in not being able to recover quickly enough to allow me to continue hiking. I hope to pick up next year where I left off. I'm definitely disappointed to not be able to complete a PCT through hike, defined as completing the entire trail within a single calendar year. I knew it would be difficult given that less than 25% of hikers succeed, so hats off to those who completed the through hike. You really accomplished a huge feat. I can't help but compare my through hike attempt to the next hardest endeavor in my life, which was my internship year following medical school. They were both mentally and physically challenging, with the grind of hiking long miles every day versus working through 36-hour shifts while on call and being constantly sleep deprived. There were only infrequent days off during both endeavors. Both started off exciting, but the many long days of hiking versus working both took their toll. The fact that I could complete my internship but not my thru hike further highlights the accomplishment of those who were able to complete a PCT thru hike. Although the odds of completing a PCT thru hike are low, I hope my comments do not dissuade people from attempting it. I am happy to have tried to thru hike, which took me through some of the best portions of the PCT, namely Washington and Oregon, and these pictures are recapping those great sites. I have absolutely no regrets and encourage anyone thinking about doing a PCT thru hike to give it your best shot. I want to thank all the trail angels for their generosity. There are so many who have been incredibly helpful. I want to especially thank my sister Sonia for driving 14 hours round trip twice to pick me up from the trail and bring me back so that I could attend my nephew's wedding. Thanks also to John for joining on one of those trips. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to reach out with any questions, especially if you are planning a PCT SOBO hike in the future.